What's up, everybody? My name's Nukinfutz because I'm effing nuts. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to pump the Lich King as a Demo Warlock. Here it finally is, the granddaddy of them all. I hope you all are excited as I am about this one. It's going to be a long one, so get some snacks, maybe some Thanksgiving leftovers, and let's finish this How to Pump ICC series. Alright, so before the poll, make sure that you have your portal pre-placed near the edge of the platform where you should be when the transition happens. This is mostly a safety precaution, but it also allows you to greet a cast or two on LK as he runs into the middle of the room. As the pull timer ticks down, make sure that you hit your pre-life tap and your pre-pot wild magic. You're going to meta off rip and Immo Aura and melee. Enter into a dick measuring contest with the Lich King until the first shadow trap goes out. You can now choose to move with the melee or the range group. I would recommend the range stack since you should have to move less than melee, especially if the main tank gets a trap under him. Or you can say fuck all that and make your own lane in line with the off tank like the Giga Chad demo that you are. This is most ideal since you will be forced to move far less and you'll move on each of your instant casts that you would cast normally anyways. It requires a bit more personal responsibility, but just be a gamer and don't hit the traps. Now for the fun part of this phase. You'll be sniping decimation like crazy off of any ghouls or shamblers that are under 35% HP. This will take some practice and finesse, especially when sniping the ghouls and shamblers that have the plague on them. You will have to recognize if your shadow bolt will land before it dies to the plague. There isn't much advice I can give to help with this, beyond looking at the stacks of the plague and how recently it was applied to the mob you're attempting to snipe. You will likely have a ton of practice in phase 1 due to other idiots, fellow raid members, getting sent to the moon like Team Rocket after not moving from a shadow trap. But yeah, definitely practice rank 1 shadow bolt sniping in this phase and roll decimation like you do on council, ideally refreshing at about 2 seconds left on the buff. One last side note is you can cursive elements or weakness the shamblers. Weakness helps the tank survive if there's any downtime on Demo Shout, and Elements helps the Shambler die sooner to the Plague. This will likely not matter much when the buffs start going out, but good to know nonetheless. Rinse and repeat, refreshing Decimation, and moving during your instant casts until phase 1 ends. Make sure to sneak some damage and refresh dots as LK runs to the middle of the room, and then use your portal to reach the edge of the platform if you need to. Okay, so for the first transition, aka phase 1.5, feel free to snipe a Deci proc off of one of the low ghouls or leftover shamblers, and then I tend to do my second meta here and absolutely blast into a Raging Spirit. You can also go into melee and Immo Aura as well. But be careful with aggro so that you don't murder your entire melee stack even if they do deserve it. I immolate in Corruption each spirit and make sure to watch for Frost Orbs targeting you. If you are targeted by one, then move out of the group so you don't pulse AoE damage on everybody. Make sure to finish off the third spirit and get some decimation uptime from it as well. Dot up Big Papa again and replace your teleport if you need to. Pray that your guildies can react to defiles from here on out, and prep yourself for the upcoming Valkyrie wave. The way that you handle Valkyries is you are generally going to throw up Immolate on all of them and then seed the ever-loving fuck out of them. Although, if only one Valkyrie needs to be attacked because the other two are on Hunters or Warlocks, then keep up dots on Lich King and single target the one Valk down. I would recommend holding your meta a little bit if a Valk wave is about to go out so that you can slap your dick on the table with a big Immo Aura and some meta snapshotted Immolates. Same with your NG gloves since haste is very good for seeding. In general though, popping meta and gloves on cooldown is the play. If a Valk wave is looking scary, then Warlocks may be asked to Emergency Infernal, including you. We should be the last one to Infernal, but feel free to do so if you need to save someone in a Valkyrie. Resummon your Felguard when Pact is about to fall off, or during the next transition. Now for some really cool tech during this phase. The Valks hovering above Lich King can actually be sniped if they happen to be under 35% HP. So keep an eye out for this, and snipe some Desi procs while you wait for the next Valk wave to happen.
Rock the party, not stop like this. Gonna rock the party, not stop like this. Gonna rock the party, not stop like this. Yeah, we rock the party, not stop like this. Rock the party, not stop like this. Gonna rock the party, not stop like this. Gonna rock the party, not stop like this. Yeah, we rock the party, not stop like this. Come on, and just rock. Rock the party. Come on and just rock. Rock the party.
When Phase 2 is about to end, you should have another meta, and you can choose to pop it on the last Valkyrie wave if it's scary, or during the Raging Spirits in the transition. It just depends on the situation, so use your best judgment. This second transition, aka Phase 2.5, is basically the same as the last transition. Immolate and Corruption each spirit, and blast them down one by one. Also, you were supposed to get 4 spirits in this transition instead of 3, but not always because skill issue or something, I don't know. Make sure that you unalive one of the last spirits before you go into your first Frostmourne phase of Phase 3. Another thing is to throw Doom on Lich King real quick so that it pops after the down phase. I wouldn't recommend dotting him or the spirit beyond this though, because they take like 90% reduced damage while you're in Frostmourne. As soon as you pop into Lich King's Sex Dungeon, you will want to throw out 2 or 3 seeds and then move to where your group is at. Then you will want to seed once, move a little bit, seed once again, repeat. I recommend having your camera zoomed out all the way, and possibly a mouse over seed macro as well. You will have to endure 35 seconds of cock and ball torture until you are finally teleported back up. Make sure to focus down any spirits left over and dot up Lich King as well. Hold your horses on Doom though. You will want to Agony first on every up phase, and then Doom before you get sucked back into the Sex Dungeon. If you don't do this, then you will have badly timed Doom pops, and instead of 25k damage, you will see a measly 250 damage Doom like what happened to me in this kill. So do as I say, and not as I do. There is a lot of movement in this phase, so feel free to place a teleport either in the middle of the room or near one of the sides that your guild drags LK to for soaks. You will want to use your instant cast to the fullest when you have to move far. Shadow Flame, Life Tap, Corruption, Curses, and even Death Coil are going to be your friends for this to effectively use as many globals as you can. As for your cooldowns and second potion, you are generally going to want to use Meta and Gloves off cooldown unless there's only like 10 seconds left before you are about to be sucked in again. Your meta will most likely not line up with the second Lust, but hopefully you get some of it at least. This is the time frame where you ideally want to speed pot and slam some Soulfires into him. With all that said, it is a simple rinse and repeat of down and up phases until Lich King reaches 10% HP or so. Finally, Big Papa will have enough of you and smite you all down for being nerds shooting after big parses in a 15-year-old video game. Then, you get to sit for 2 minutes thinking about all of your life decisions until Tyrion randomly decides to free himself and actually help us after we carried him the entire fight. Spoiler alert, Tyrion does not receive a cut after the raid ends. Anyways, with this bit of downtime, I wanted to say thank you for watching this far, and if you enjoyed this video, maybe give it a like or subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I have a cool new Discord server if you want to come hang out and chat with me and the other pumpers. Link in the description. Much appreciated, you GigaChad Demos. Lastly, Phase 4 is an absolute joke, and you get to cage Big Papa's little sword until he eventually falls over. But I believe that just about covers everything for the Lich King. Thank you all very much for watching this How to Pump ICC series. Stay tuned for Season of Discovery and Kata content soon. I love all of you gamers, and don't forget to keep pumping and being Nukinfutz.